You've been in business for 5 years. You've built this massive Shopify store. You did it through a whole bunch of really interesting methods. You did a Kickstarter campaign that was wildly successful. You did a fundraising round. You've raised $2.4 million. But at the end of the day, I think when I look at what's made Pepper the accelerant that it is, the firebrand that it is, the word community comes to mind. Does that resonate for you?
Yeah, we think of ourselves as community powered.
So your website, you go to the website, it's like homepage, 70% user-generated content. Mm-hmm. What went into that decision?
We wanted to show here's all the diversity and breadth of different body types that are in our community, and UGC is a great way to tell that story.
I'm trying to imagine soliciting titty pics from your customers. How does that
go? Send nudes, like DM it to me, text it to me, I don't care, just send it to me. And people are like, sure, they feel so good in their bra. They're like, I have to show you what I look like in this bra. So in the beginning, people would just send it to us.
There's something so subversive and also so sweet about it at the same time.
Yeah, and it's because it's me, right? Because I'm the face of the brand, they're like, oh, I'm sending it to the founder. It's not this black hole, I don't know where it goes. So in the beginning, a lot of it was just these one-to-one relationships of people falling in love, sending me content. Now we have, a team that actually identifies, content creators to generate that.
And you use user-generated content in a lot of your media as well.
Yes, that's definitely, it's a great point because it 100% is what works the best for us. We've done so much A/B testing on these beautiful campaigns that we've done, and then literally just someone who posted something that they were just on the mountain and they're like, yeah, use this, and it always does better.
Your product looks amazing in a studio environment, but I think what the investment that you've made in making the product look so sharp, even when it's being shot on an iPhone on the side of a mountain, is a pretty epic outcome for all those decisions that you've made.
Totally. And I think that's definitely been something so interesting to see is people, I think with Instagram and Facebook ads, you're scrolling through Instagram, right? And you see a photo that looks like your friend who's on a ski trip on the mountain in this very chic outfit, and you're like, oh my gosh, who is that? I love this photo. And you're like, oh wait, this is an ad. Okay, now I need to look into this and see what this brand is. I think that's the element of why we've been able to do that well. But I totally agree. I think that there's something to be said about a product that can stand on its own in UGC.
It's completely true. What so many brands need to realize now is it's actually not about flash in the pans anymore, because you can spend all your time, you spend a whole year trying to get one flash in the pan. It actually is more about how do I sustain a low and steady state of customer awareness across a lot of different channels.
And that's what I think I've learned just doing this for a while is that, these flash in the pans, the celebrity endorsements we get, or we had, a feature on ABC and that did better than our Black Friday, Cyber Monday combined. But that, and it's an exciting moment, but just that consistency of building a loyal customer base takes so much time, but I think pays off dividends, right? When you actually invest in it.
Well, because how rarely are you actually building a customer base from that one blip?
Yeah.
You're getting, temporary transactions.
Yeah.
And we've done some will convert.
We've done GMA. We've done, we had ABC feature. We've done all of I've been on HSN 4 times. So I feel like we've seen that, and everything is a choice because you only have so many hours in the day. And if you're spending it, on all of these other kind of short-lived opportunities, I think that just takes time away from building the core of your business.
So kind of walk folks through what were some of the things, especially the creative choices that you made, that allowed you to get to that upper echelon of success so quickly?
The creative choices for me always center around what is going to get the biggest laugh. And I think that Americans get really bad rap for short attention spans. I don't think people have short attention spans. I think people have short consideration spans.
And people are getting more discerning. There's so much more for them to digest.
Exactly.
And when there's more to digest, you have to be more discerning.
Right, exactly. People will watch multi-hours long videos, documentaries, movies. The attention's still very much there. It's just that if you don't hook somebody very quickly, then you lose them. And so for me, the comedy is really the hook. And if it comes down to the copy as well. Like in the beginning, all I had was copy. I'm not a graphic designer. I'm not a videographer like you. I'm not a photographer. And so all I had was copy. And so every line had to be like an absolute stitch. I don't like people who say like you have to keep content short or you have to keep it simple or whatever. I think people are smarter than they get credit for. I think that they're funnier than people get credit for.
It seems to me that you haven't had to do a ton of marketing around sort of the traditional strategy. Your company has taken a slightly different approach. You've used your family's story as a central way to share what are these products and why might you like them. So share a little bit about the process of really you've created a ton of video around the family story. Why did you choose video as the path for telling your family story?
My cousin, Maka, who she's been our marketing director since the beginning of the company, we kind of sat down, we brainstormed, and she was like, I think we really need to focus in video. Like, let's find ways to make people feel connected not only to our brand, but to us. How can we be more personable, approachable, and to Colombia? Because we think that's something very neat about our product. It's not just like, hey, like it's made in Colombia, like we're exporting here, like we own the production plant. We are from Colombia. We're there in the farms. 20% of the raw material is coming from our own, like company-owned land. So I think video is able to capture that a bit more, just deeply and profound and create those connections. And yeah, I think seeing the growth without having just gone in and been like, let's just throw a ton of cash at Instagram ads, Facebook ads, Google ads, whatever it might be. I think we found a way to, through content and storytelling to be able to really create a connection for people.
There is a thing you said I really want to highlight, extra, underline, whatever, which is investing in creative and maybe even doubling down on the creative. What are some of the things that you think brands can do when they're thinking through the creative process to help them get away from the norm or maybe just copycatting what they're seeing out there and actually start developing a personal style or a brand style that could give them that competitive edge that you've so clearly captured?
Yeah, the one thing I would say is think about this from the perspective of the average person who's going to see that ad. Because there's going to be, hopefully it's millions and millions and millions of people, right? And how are you going to make millions and millions of people go like, oh, I should think about that ad and I should concentrate on that and actually I should remember that, or even maybe more importantly, take an action based on that. I think all too often we're just like, here's a piece of creative, put it out to the world, and we're not thinking about like, why is this gonna make people stop, make people think about our brand, gonna make people remember it or click or buy. You have to be thinking about like, not what you wanna put out, but what is going to stand out with the audience.
What is the one thing that you would tell someone who's starting an e-commerce store now to do, to invest in, to choose in order to have the kind of success that you've been able to experience?
I think abandon perfection with reckless abandon. Like just leave perfection alone. One of our other core values was dedication to quality. And what we meant by that was quality of our interactions, quality of our product, quality of the things that we put out, and like pride in those things. But dedication to quality stops at 90% or even 85, because at 85 to 90%, that remaining 15%, you're just changing things. You're not necessarily making it better. And the most important thing that has to happen is that it needs to get out the door so that you get the response from your clients, from your community, to actually make the changes that matter more, that actually make the changes that mean something to them, that will like improve your process, improve your sales. So you can tweak whatever you want, like over time, but the only opinion that matters is that of your clients. So let them make those last 15% tweaks. Don't be afraid to release it early.
What is a guiding principle for you in terms of how you live your life, why you've decided to be a founder and a person leader? Because that is a choice. And you didn't have to make that choice, but you made that choice. So what are some of your guiding principles?
To whom much is given, much is required. Those who have the most are required to do something with it. And that's since I was 4 or 5 years old, and since I knew something about myself and my station in life. We didn't grow up very much, but I was given a lot. My mom was like, go do something with it.
This is why people call you the de facto mayor of Atlanta. You are not actually the mayor of Atlanta.
No, I'm not.
But it is an aspiration of yours.
Yes.
Why do you think that running for public office is something that might come after this whole founder journey?
Yeah. It goes back to I love the initial sort of leaders of the American experiment were the best and brightest of us, right? That's what it takes to like build something and solve hard problems. And I'm upset over the past however many years that that's no longer true. That the best and brightest, do what we're doing now, like build venture-backed companies and make a lot of money, and then maybe they write large checks, but they don't get in there and solve hard problems. And I think that's what I'm on this earth to do, is like get in there and solve hard problems.
One of the things that I know about you is that you grew up working in your family's grocery store.
Yes.
And so you were a shop kid.
Yes.
And being a shop kid is a very particular experience.
Yeah.
How has that experience of working with your parents in their entrepreneurial endeavor shaped the entrepreneur sitting in front of me today?
I think nothing, and I said this to you earlier, I think nothing in life teaches you about entrepreneurship. Like, I'm an immigrant, right? Like, there is an idea of the American dream, right? And nothing teaches you about the American dream, about entrepreneurship, about succeeding than working in a small mom and pop shop in this country, right? Because for that opportunity, like people in so many countries, especially in like countries like India and stuff, back in the 90s, way more, would have given up everything. And my family gave up every opportunity there, every educational avenue there to have that one opportunity here, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's what makes me an entrepreneur. It's what makes me a founder, is like this idea of just making life a little bit better for you and for those around you, right? Like, what can you do to continue pushing forward? And if you have the fundamentals, and that could be like an MBA or it could be like working in a shop, right? Whatever it is, do you have the fundamentals of what it takes to run a business? Do you know how to have a good and sell it to a consumer and that person gives you $1 back? Do you know how to do that? Because if you don't know how to do that, don't be in this business. Don't be in this line, right? Learn what it means to transact, to interact, to sell a good to someone. It teaches you how to maintain that practice, that patience of value and exchanging of value.
So much of my motivation as a person, as an entrepreneur myself, is the idea that I actually truly believe in every ounce of my soul, that these photos on the wall behind me, that this content that we're creating today, it actually demystifies access to success.
Yeah.
That creativity is the path to success. And if you can make creativity affordable and you can make creativity accessible, any store that is started on a .com can go and can win.
Yeah.
I think you've proven that too by showing people that having a creative idea, a creative product, if you put it into the world and you make it easy to understand and you make it easy to be accessed, it can go and it can win. Yeah. And so I really congratulate you on all the success. It's just amazing to watch, and I can't wait to see what happens next.
Thank you. You too. I'm so excited to be here. This was amazing.
This was awesome.
Thank you.